Everybody else is spending the money. I think the greatest example of my point of why it's about money is the war with Israel and Hamas. Do you know that the average daily income of a person who lives in the Gaza Strip is $2 a day? So we're talking about an average individual income over 12 months of a little over $700. On average, in the months of June and July, on average, Hamas sent 3,500 missiles out of the Gaza Strip into Israel. 3,500 at an average cost of $500,000 apiece. Think what they could have done. What they could have done to support the quality of life of their citizens by, instead of spending all that money on missiles, spending it on improving the quality of life and infrastructure in the country. All about money.
Okay, let me ask you this. All right. A lot has changed since September the 11th. Technology has vastly improved. If it was just about money, why wouldn't they use cyber attacks instead of hardcore terrorism? If they wanted to cripple the economy, they could do it much easier by using cyber attacks and cyber terrorism.
Well, that's a wonderful question. I guess I would say to you, how do you know they're not trying to?
Mm-hmm.
The Pentagon, the infrastructure of the Pentagon, the technology infrastructure of the Pentagon, the White House, all the major offices of the government, corporations are all constantly under cyber attack.
Yep.
So far, our technology to protect our security has done reasonably well.
Reasonably, the Marines got hacked. We had 1.2 billion usernames and passwords taken, just a couple of weeks ago.
By the Russians.
Yeah.
By the Russians,
yep.
Yes. But so far, they haven't been able to. The Russians, for example, their approach with the stuff that they've taken. I don't know whether you heard about this or not. What they're basically doing is trying to blackmail people to get their identity back. They're not using all of that technology to try and bring down the economy of the United States, at least not yet.
But do you really think
these are crooks?
Do you really think that if the economy was being attacked by ISIS, that the United States government would actually say, "Hey, listen, we're under cyber attack by ISIS. Some of our financial institutions are suffering right now. Your banking information and everything is not safe." Do you think the government would actually declare that and let the people know?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%.
No. I guess I have to ask you this question.
Sure.
Excuse me. I had a cough there, and I didn't want to cough in your ear. This is a very straightforward question.
Okay.
And I'm not involving politics. I'm just asking, as a person from Canada,
yeah,
do you trust the President of the United States, what he says?
No.
Neither do I.
No.
75% of the American people don't trust what he says.
Look
what the president.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm just saying. Look what happened last Saturday. He comes out and he says that we're going to provide humanitarian aid by airlifting food and water to the 45,000 plus Christians and Muslims and minorities that are trapped on this mountain.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and degrade ISIS as we can, but we're not putting any boots on the ground. So what did the president do yesterday? He put 150 Marines and Special Operations people on the ground, on the mountain, to try and assess what kind of an escape plan they would need to get those people off the mountain. And then he said, "Well, I guess after we got the Marines and everybody there, we don't have to do that." So, which is true? If you look at it and you say, "What is this man thinking, or is he thinking I don't understand the way. I said to another gentleman, I did an interview this morning, and I said, I've been thinking about this whole situation of presidential competency.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much of a historian you are or student of history, but I am. I went back and I ticked off, where was the last person that I felt comfortable was competent to be president of the United States? George Herbert Walker Bush. Because the man not only served 2 terms as vice president,
mm-hmm.
he was in charge of the CIA, he was overseas as an ambassador,
yeah.
And he had a lot of experience.
That's right.
The president, so every subsequent president from that time forward, from George Bush 41, has less and less and less experience. And now we have a person who still hasn't figured out how to be president. He hasn't figured out that. I wrote an editorial, an op-ed this past week, and about the mountain situation. And I said, the question of the headline was, Mr. President, if not America, then who?
Mm-hmm.
And I said the only 2 countries that I saw who potentially had the military power, meaning the resources, the equipment, to go and do something about what was going on this mountain, were France and England. However, again, if you study what happened in Israel with Hamas, the Muslim population in Paris and the Muslim population in London were out in droves protesting in the streets. So what did the government decide to do? We're not going to do anything.
Sure, they backed down.
And so finally the president finally had to step in,
mm-hmm.
but very tepidly. And so I think we've got a president who's still trying to figure out how to be president, and he's 6 years into his term, and he's still making very bad decisions.
I honestly wonder if he really cares anymore.
You would not be the first person who has raised that question about him on a regular basis. He's just tired of the job.
That's right, and I don't understand why steps aren't being taken by Congress to remove him from office.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Sure. We've got 50 seconds.
A lot of the American media
mm-hmm.
is criticizing the president because he's taking a 2-week vacation, right?
Yeah.
Do you see anybody in the American media criticizing the U.S. Congress for taking a 6 weeks vacation?
Actually, I have. I have.
I haven't seen it, but
I have.
Okay.
You and I will be back, my friend. Great talking to you. Exonation Dan Perkins is our guest this hour. www.danperkins@sanibel.com. This is the X Zone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. I love the Americans. I love being their neighbor. But sometimes their politicians just make me shake my head and say, what? We'll be back. Don't go away. My name is Rob McConnell, and I would like to tell you about a very special lady that I have the pleasure of knowing, and that's Miss Sylvia Anthony. Sylvia Anthony believes the golden years are a time to gear up and get busy, not relax and take it easy. She has faced many hardships in her 84 years, but they have made her stronger and more determined. As founder and president of Sylvia's Haven, a shelter for women and their children near Boston, Sylvia has helped transform over 1,086 lives in the past 27 years, not only with housing, but also providing direction as to where they can go to develop the earning skills they want and need to live free from difficult domestic situations. Sylvia's Haven is everything to Sylvia Anthony, even calling it her magnificent obsession. Women who qualify for the program at Sylvia's Haven receive assistance via guidance counselors to find the appropriate job opportunity. Women and their children may remain at the housing for up to 2 years. At the end of this time, or sooner, a woman who is successfully employed and has an apartment or home may leave Sylvia's Haven to begin a new and independent life. Now this is where you come in to help make Sylvia's dream into a reality. Sylvia's dream is to have a Sylvia's Haven in every state to help as many women and their children as she can, and to help this dream come true. A crowdfunding site has been established which can be accessed at www.sylviasdream.org. Now that's www.sylviasdream.org. With your financial help and support, Sylvia Anthony will continue to help those in their time of need, not only in the Boston area, but with her dream of having a Sylvia's Haven in every state of the United States. Your help is needed to make Sylvia's dream come true. Please visit and give at www.sylviasdream.org. Once again, www.sylviasdream.org. And remember, the only difference between a dream and reality is just doing it. We need your help to make Sylvia's dream come true. Visit www.sylviasdream.org. Once again, www.sylviasdream.org. For the X Zone Radio TV show and the X Chronicles newspaper, I am Rob McConnell.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Welcome back, everyone. Dan Perkins is our very special guest of this hour. Dan is the author. He is a master storyteller. The name of his trilogy is The Brotherhood of the Red Nile. His website is www.danperkins@sanibel.com. Dan, I have to ask you something here. You know, like, it's for the last couple of weeks we've been talking to different people. We were talking to the president of the Minuteman Project last night. I had Eric Schiffer on, who is the head honcho at Gun Owners Are Us, or Gun Owners for USA. What's going on in the United States, and how the president is doing or not doing what he's doing is of great interest around the world. And I have to ask you two questions. Number one, when was the decision made, and who made the decision that it changed from we the people to I the person?
That was that's another. You asked great questions. Thank you. You probably have, if you've asked that question before, you're probably not going to. You're going to hear an answer that you probably have never heard before, and that started in the This started in the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened in the 1960s? That the liberal Democrats defined this new term called political correctness.
Love it.
And what happened was that political correctness became the Bible in the United States. And what happened, we are paying the incredible price for political correctness. And the price that we are paying in our country for it is that nobody feels comfortable anymore about disagreeing almost with anybody.
Yeah.
If you disagree with the President of the United States, whether you're right or wrong, you're labeled a racist and a bigot.
Yeah, and
if you are against...
And how do you handle that?
That's a political correct term. Yeah. Well, the way you handle that is... I think that the liberal Democratic Party has reached probably its zenith. And it reached its zenith with the election of Barack Obama in 2008. The American people were spellbound with the